Since the 12th century, all the Karmapas have made the great circumambulation walk around the monastery. This walk is rich in sacred sites that leads high into the mountains above the monastery. There are many caves that the previous Karmapas and other realized masters have meditated in. It leads one along paths lined with millions of mani stones carved over the centuries to the upper Norbulinka, where the previous Karmapas enjoyed opera performances and picnics in the summer month. A wonderful, peaceful vibration emanates within its gates. This is Lodro Sherab and Umze Thupten Zangpo. They were personal attendants to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa and often traveled abroad with him. In the days of the previous Karmapas, the villagers in the valley often supported the monks and monastery activity, offering a portion of their harvest. As the Karmapas were so well known throughout Tibet, many pilgrims came from all over to receive the Karmapas' blessings at least once in their life. Some offered His Holiness their sons to become monks, trained under skillful instructors. It is said that one who crosses this rock bridge with a 1,000-foot drop to the valley floor below will have no fear when he enters into the gateways of death. Glorious Turlung Tsurphu, this Oming, highest region of the mind, is a place where an ocean of dakinis gather like clouds. The mountain behind is Tupo Kupa, the pure realm of Chenrezi. On the mountain in front is a vast and dense forest, the place of Jakso Chulwa. The mountain in between is Tushita, the joyful mind, the pure realm of great Maitreya. Let us go to that pure realm where lamas, yidams, and dakinis gather like clouds. Having planted the victory banner of the Buddhist teachings in the land of Dharma, let us raise in the country of Kailash the sun of happiness and well-being for all people. This is the famous Karmapakshi cave called Pema Chuzong. Here in the 3-year traditional meditation center, high above the monastery, presently there are 17 monks in retreat. Workers often sing while packing down a roof on a newly finished building. This is the shrine of the protector Palden Lama. On the 12th of July, Tai Situ Rinpoche and Gosher Gyaltsab Rinpoche, along with their entourage, arrived in Lhasa. The representative for Gyaltsab Rinpoche is Sherab Tarshan, and the king of Derge is to his right. Yeshe Rabsal also is anxiously waiting for the arrival of the two Rinpoches. Both Situ and Gyaltsab Rinpoche are known to have an intimate relationship to the Karmapas over the centuries. In former incarnations, they were teachers or disciples to one another. The 10th Karmapa offered one of the former Gyaltsab Rinpoches a monastery of his own above Tsurphu's main temple. Since that time, the Gyaltsab lineage is also referred to as the Tsurphu Gyaltsab Rinpoches. Tai Situ Rinpoche, in his present incarnation, is one of the main teachers responsible for the proper education of the new Karmapa. His Holiness the Dalai Lama said that since His Holiness the Karmapa decided to be born in Tibet, there is a sacred meaning to it, and he gave the advice that everything should be done very properly. Situ and Gyaltsab Rinpoche were formally invited by the regional government authorities to guide the Karmapa through the spiritual ceremonies. As these Rinpoches are quite famous throughout Tibet, many Tibetans were anxiously awaiting when the Rinpoches drove from the airport into Lhasa. At the Tibet Hotel, both were welcomed by Drupal Dechen Rinpoche, the head lama of Tsurphu Monastery. On the following day, they left for Tsurphu. On the way, they were offered a welcome ceremony nearby Pao Rinpoche's monastery, about a half-hour drive before Tsurphu. Hundreds of Tibetans came to receive a blessing. The celebration at Tsurphu for their joyous arrival was as grand as it was when Karmapa came. The monks again performed lama dances, offered the 8 auspicious symbols, and other precious substances. The 13th of July marked the first formal meeting that Tai Situ Rinpoche and Tsurphu Gyaltsab Rinpoche had with the new Karmapa incarnation. As Situ Rinpoche will be the main teacher for this Karmapa, and Gyaltsab Rinpoche is the Vajra regent for the Karmapas, historically it was an important and auspicious moment in time. Karmapa, having heard the news of their arrival, was happy to see them both, despite the formalities of the first meeting. On the 1st of August, Karmapa was escorted to Lhasa for the hair-cutting ceremony at the Jokhang. The entourage spent the night at the Tibet Hotel. Situ Rinpoche's attendant, Tenam, receives a personal blessing. Karmapa was then introduced by Situ Rinpoche to Khenpo Kata Rinpoche, the head lama of his main seat, Karma Triana Dharma Chakra, in Woodstock, New York. He was accompanied by Lama Norla. Before the 16th Karmapa passed away, he told both of them, "My body will remain in America. My consciousness will go to Tibet. Now I can see my father and mother very clearly. Especially I can see all samsara and nirvana so clear as if they are in the palm of my hand." At 3 a.m., August 2nd, His Holiness was escorted to the Jokhang, the main temple in Lhasa, for the hair-cutting ceremony. Accompanied by Situ, Gyaltsab, and other high Rinpoches, lamas, and monks, mainly from Tsurphu. It was at the request of Tsurphu Monastery that this elaborate ceremony was conducted by the two major Rinpoches at the Jokhang. In accordance with the rites of this sacred event, His Holiness was formally acknowledged as a monk for his future position as the 17th Karmapa. Here we witness the Karmapa prostrating in front of the Jo, the holiest statue in all of Tibet. His Eminence Shama Rinpoche once said, "Among all the incarnate teachers and bodhisattvas who voluntarily take birth for the benefit of beings, the most pious, the ultimate one, is the Gyalwa Karmapa. As the Karmapas begin to grow, they definitely manifest the ability of their predecessor."
Yeah.